Hello, everyone. We will get to some post-Emmy Award conversation in a few minutes, and there's a lot to talk about there. But first, an update on our BK Live segment 2 weeks ago on the new television emphasis at IFP Film Week. Now, that emphasis began Saturday with a one-on-one interview with former Charmed co-star Rose McGowan. Now, down the stretch of her appearance, McGowan introduced a new project called Presenting Women. It's an initiative from her new production company. McGowan and her colleagues will review scripts, finished episodes of pilots for series featuring a female protagonist. The winning entry will be developed by her company and given a showcase in some fashion at next year's Series Fest in Denver. Both men and women are invited to participate, and men are advised to make their treatment of women multidimensional to be in the running. That's McGowan talking. If you want to participate, you have until October 15th to submit your project, and you have until Wednesday to see what IFL Film Week is doing here in Brooklyn. Shifting gears, it's been a tremendous summer for primetime game shows, especially with ABC's triple play of Celebrity Family Feud, the $100,000 Pyramid, and Match Game Sunday nights. Summer turns into autumn this week, but not before ushering in the latest season of another home of playtime, daytime's Top Gun, The Price is Right. Last hour, Price offered 3 reasons to celebrate. 60 years of existence overall, starting year 45 its current pricing game format on CBS, and host Drew Carey entering a decade of inviting contestants to come on down. Plinko will be back, joined by cliffhangers, cover-up, and plenty of ways among the 75 pricing games in rotation to win a brand new car. Look out for at least one new entry in this catalog this season. It's Hot Seat and will light up the Friday morning episode at 11 on Channel 2. Urban World's annual mix of TV, film, and digital productions and panels kicks off Thursday afternoon. We will profile Overstand, or venture out to raise investments for TV, film, and digital productions organized by people of color. That's 2 hours from now on Tomorrow Be Televised. Overstand founder Shireen Bullock Bailey will come by at 3 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio. And Brian and Greg, Variety did a story last week about what Price is Right's been doing over the last 45 years. Hundreds of millions of dollars in cash and prizes, yes, thousands, tens of thousands of brand new cars. And one thing I wish the Emmy Awards segue into that will do is that they will finally, at some point, please give a Lifetime Achievement Award to Bill Cullen, the original host of Price is Right. Did the first 9 years from 56 to 1965, first NBC, then CBS. He has only been nominated one, believe it or not, Bill Cullen in his game show career was only nominated once for an Emmy, and that was for Blockbusters on NBC back in the 80s. It's high time that this very talented individual, one of the best game show hosts ever, finally got his due.
I only knew Bob. I grew up with Bob. I didn't know Bill. I'm sorry, Bill, we hardly knew you.
Yes, we did. By the way, Price is Right won the 2016 Daytime Emmy Award for Best Game Show this year.
It's great. Drew Carey does a fantastic job. Who could not like The Price is Right, right?
I know, and I want to give kudos to Mike Richards, the executive producer, game show host himself, Jennifer Mullen, all the gang at Fremantle Media for what they've done over the 45 years the show has been up around. It's a tribute to Mark, and of course, it's also a tribute to Mark Goodson and Bill Todman, two of the best game show producers ever. What they did was from the original episode, which was the original series, which was you bid on one item at a time. It was you use that one bid, and then you go into these pricing games, which there's no direct rotation. You can't say like Plinko is on every Friday or Cover Up is on every Wednesday. It's all over the map, and that's what makes, I think, the show great. There's always a lot of variety, and that audience and those contestants just deliver the energy.
And I loved the Emmys last night. I think Jimmy Kimmel did a great job. I love seeing Julie Louis-Dreyfus win, Kate McKinnon, my pal.
So much diversity.
How about Key and Peele winning for Outstanding Variety Sketch Series? That was a big surprise.
Never seen it. Never
seen Key and Peele. You've never seen South Park either, this guy.
You gotta watch Comedy Central, Brian.
maybe that's the missing link.
But what's really wonderful about the Emmys, a lot of deserving people won. There was tremendous diversity all over the place. On my major picks, OJ, American Crime Story won 9. HBO won 22 overall, including the Creative Emmys the weekend before. FX did its best ever, 18 Emmy Awards. Netflix had 9, their best ever. What was wonderful about the show was you had great diversity. You had Rami Malek, Egyptian-American, winning Best Actor for Mr. Robot. Tatiana Maslany, which we talked about the show last week, finally won for Orphan Black. The BBC America people are just thrilled.
Well deserved.
Snubbed the first 2 seasons, nominated last year, didn't win, finally won this year. How about Ben Mendelsohn winning for Bloodline for Best Supporting Actor?
Which just got canceled,
Which
right?
just got canceled by Netflix. That may rescind that decision. And how about all the awards for American Crime Story on FX, including Sterling K. Brown playing Chris Darden, was not expected. Courtney Vance was expected. Sarah Paulson was expected. Joe Soloway winning Best Director for comedy for Transparent. Tamber winning and saying what he had to say about having transgenders involved as actors, producers, and writers. And also, how about as well? Just the great diversity. And how about Regina King winning again for American Crime?
The best.
And honoring her mother. which was a
who
terrific.
was down in the road.
One of the best moments.
I love Regina King.
And Oscar people, this is the kind of show you should do. You start the show at 8 o'clock. You go 3 hours. You end it a few minutes before 11 o'clock. And because ABC just extended their contract with the Oscars until like late 2020s, and of course, ironic that they carry the Emmy Awards this year because they rotate among the broadcast networks.
This is the way it's gonna go.
Maybe, just maybe, Oscar people, you should pay attention. This is how you do an award show.
And if I may, you have Jimmy Kimmel host the Oscars. How about that?
hilarious.
There's a lot of talk about Twitter about him doing it. He did a
If they're
great
not going to have
job.
the three of us, have Kimmel.
Absolutely.
That option, yeah.
And something else, too, about the Emmys that was wonderful was that women got a big role to play. And how about this? Suzanne Bier won directing for AMC's The Night Manager. I had her on my show several months ago. First woman, this was her first television project. This was also the first project since she won the Oscar for foreign language film 6 years ago. And that was a wonderful surprise to have her win.
John Oliver. Aziz Ansari for Best
Not
Writing.
American. Oh,
Yeah.
Cut off
And Andy
Aziz.
Wang.
That's my
Yep.
pal. It was too bad they cut him off. He was going to thank me.
I had Michael Schur, who is the executive producer of Master of None. He's doing The Good Place, which is on tonight on NBC at 10 o'clock. And I'm sure he's very thrilled that Aziz and Andy won for Best Comedy Series Writing.
I liked Master of None. I worry about what happens with these second seasons when they come out, because I think like there's low pressure when they have a first season, and then maybe outside influences get to people with the second season.
Well, I met Andy and Aziz at the Peabody Awards, which they won in May, and they see no problem because they have so many stories they want to tell about life in New York, and they have so many different ways they can play it. I think they will have no problem. I want to go back again to Mr. Robot because I thought Robbie winning was marvelous. I liked what he said.
Good speech.
And a great speech.
He
and
seems so
Mr.
weird.
Yeah,
He's like a weird,
but in
quirky
person,
guy.
I've met him several times. In person, he is just a delight. He's unlike his character. He's so outgoing. He just likes to be with people. He is a terrific actor, and that performance is stunning. And I'm looking forward to seeing the finale of Mr. Robot Wednesday night on USA Network. This, by the way, one of the few times USA Network has won an Emmy. I wish Sam Esmail had won an Emmy for writing. I'm happy to say also Matt Quayle. I mentioned this last Monday. Matt Quayle, who did the score for the show, won earlier for Best Music Score. It's his first time out of the box.
We talked about Rose McGowan and her bringing women to the fore and that great win last night in the directing. And Jeffrey Tambor highlighting trans actors. And then Ryan Murphy stepped up and got the thing for the OJ thing.
Learn Crime Story.
Yeah, and Laverne Cox echoing the sentiments that Jeffrey Tambor shared about trans actors and thanking Gingy Cohen, who has one of the most diverse shows. So this really was like textbook on making the entertainment industry and their self-congratulatory moment look like America.
Plus, Brian, let's also give credit to Netflix for the She Rules ad
That was
was
awesome.
on. A tremendous ad that in its own way just said, it's time for more women, more diversity on television, and just showcasing scene after scene after scene, including their upcoming series, The Crown, which is coming on, I believe, in November. But just showing, without saying too much, this is where it's at, people. You have got to have more diversity and more women and women of color on
It
television.
was really seamless, too, the way good editing job, Netflix. That was really good.
In terms of going to the flip side, I think what were the boners in terms of, first of all, I think there were only two in terms of wins.
You heard that?
Maggie Smith should not have won, I think, supporting actress for Downton Abbey. It's like, I love Maggie Smith.
It's a Lifetime
but she's
Achievement Award.
It was a Lifetime Achievement. I think it was like the Let's Give Downton Abbey Something. It was his final season.
She's a shade queen. She's the queen of all shade on
doesn't
that.
show
What's a
up.
weekend?
And then,
on
Sherlock winning the Best Movie Award. That was not a movie. That was an extended episode. We talked about this last week. This was an extended episode of a television series. Should not have qualified. The Emmy people really have to, I think, do a better job in terms of screening what are movies and what are extended episodes of television shows. And all the way, unfortunately, was the big snub. Got nothing. Not for a movie, not for Bryan Cranston's performance, nothing. And also confirmation, the Anita Hill thing. And then with the In Memoriam segment, which for the most part was terrific, how you could not put in Earl Hamner, the creator of The Waltons, the creator of Falcon Crest, in television since the 50s, did some really outstanding Twilight Zone episodes in the early 60s.
Why do they always forget something?
How he could not be in that Memoriam segment. By the way, his son is already on board Facebook and Twitter. He is very angry and very upset. They tried to make a case for him, and it was amazing that he said on Facebook for his father not to be in that segment, but for Prince and David Bowie to be in, who basically are music, yes, but aside from music videos, they did very rarely did television shows. Why are they in it? And Earl Hamner, who's been in TV all his life, or Joe Graggiola, the wonderful baseball broadcaster, game show host, former Today Show host, also not in. It's crazy. How could you not, if you're a TV historian, how could you not put these two people in?
All right, let's pour out a little liquor right now for those guys. But
So let's give the Emmy people credit, Brian and Greg, for the fact that for the most part they made great nomination choices and they made great choices, and the show itself was really marvelous.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Simon. There's good perspective.